So in today's video, we are going to cover journal entries. So I have a 12 example that we are going to do so that you will be able to know how do you debit, how do you credit when it comes to general entries, or you can call it general journal. Okay, so let's start with transaction number 1. They say that John transfer 1.5 million rand cash from personal bank account to the business account. Okay, remember when we are preparing general journal or journal entry, we have to identify at least two components. That one must be debited, one must be credited. You can't credit both and you can't credit both. One must be debited, one must be credited because the same side must be equal. Okay, from the transaction number 1, the first component that we are going to identify is bank because of the word cash. Okay, the business has received cash, which means that we have to debit bank. Okay, which means that we are going to debit bank of amount of 1.5 million. The reason why we debit bank is because our assets has increased because we receive cash. Then now we are going to credit. This amount was transferred for capital purpose. This money has been transferred by the owner so that they can start a business. Okay, so a capital increase equity and it's gonna be 1.5 million. Very simple. Okay, number 2, they said purchase service vehicle for 600,000 and paid cash and issued note payable for the balance. In other words, this amount of 600,000 that they purchased vehicle, they didn't pay cash, all of it. Some they paid cash, but there is some that they are on credit. Okay, number 1, what that we need to do, we receive vehicle, which means that our assets is increased, which means that vehicle, we're gonna debit it, and amount is 600,000. Then after that, also note that we paid cash, which is bank. Our assets must decrease because we paid 200,000. And remember, the principal said this side must equal with this side. So, which means that the remaining balance of payable, which is liability, is going to be 400,000. Why we credit liability? Because liability has increased. We haven't paid that amount. Okay, number 3, paid electricity bill of 1,600. Electricity is an expense. Expense this side, income this side. Okay, which means that we are going to say electricity, and we paid through cash. Bank is decreasing. Okay, amount is 1,600. 1,600. Okay, number 4, paid annual insurance policy of 12,000. We paid insurance, is similar with the previous one, bank, and the amount is 12,000. 12,000. Okay, and the next one, both equipment cash, is gonna be similar. Assets increase, equipment, and the bank this side. Once they say paid, just credit bank and find out what are you looking for, that so that you can be able to do it, to debit as well. Okay, it's 10,000. 10,000. Once you find out that you receive cash, debit bank, then the other part credit, because you can't debit both. Okay, then John withdraw cash for personal use. Money goes out, which means that the bank this side, then drawings is going to decrease what? Equity. Okay, then the amount will be, let me change the marker. Then the amount for withdrawal is how much? They didn't tell us, but we were just going to write that amount. Just like that, very simple. Okay. Now let's proceed. The next one, they say they received 135 cash from customer service rendered. Service rendered is like a sales. We receive sales of amount of 135. Bank is going to increase. Sales is in income. must come this side. Okay, and the amount is gonna be 135,000. 135,000. Very simple. Okay, now the next one. Donation of 10,000 cash. Okay, let's use this side. Okay, the next one, they say that a donation of 10,000 cash, which means that our bank has decreased. Bank this side. Then donation is an expense. Okay, then the amount is 10,000 cash. 10,000 cash. Okay, then they say that paid August rent for office of 15,000. We paid rent expense. Okay, and bank this side is gonna be 15,000 and 15,000. Okay, then made a partial payment or note payable. We made a payment, bank must come this side, and payable is like we reduce liability. It's 11,000. 11,000. Okay, then the last one, paid salary of 12,000. If we paid, guys, bank always decide, and salaries and expense decide. Then the amount is 12,000. 12,000. This is how you should compile general journal or journal entry. So if you have any question, please make sure that you comment so that I can be able to assist you. Please, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like so that this channel can grow and more and reach more people that they are looking for assistance when it comes to accounting. I'm gonna see you on the next one.